What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Eric the Cosmic Wizard, and this is Cosmic Tarot. This is going to be a Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars placement reading. So eat the meat, spill out the bone, take what resonate, and leave the rest behind. Alright, Gemini. So we're just going to get into this reading. At the bottom of the deck, I'm sitting here and looking at the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords here. So people see you as someone who is very hardworking, someone here who is always someone who's always looking at new opportunities, looking for new adventures, even new ideas. You're always constantly evolving, adapting, innovative, creative, changeable, malleable. You are an air sign, Gemini, mutable air sign, so you guys are very engineer oriented, or very mechanical, innovative, solution-based, things that you like, problem solvers. Yeah. So this is something that you know about yourself. This is something that you accept about yourself. There's also areas in your life where, the Seven of Swords here, it kind of makes people feel like they can't get away with stuff when it comes to you. Like, you see everything. Like, you're going to know if someone is lying to you. You're going to know if someone is on some BS here. And I think, this kind of deceptive detection system, blimp radar you have, it's created some sense of anxiety and stress. You have a very overactive imagination. And I don't mean it like in a bad way. You just have a very active mind. Like, you have a very stimulated mind. You could be someone with really high intelligence. People who are really intelligent tend to have a lot of, are more prone to like depression and stuff like that. You have maybe a sort of, not necessarily like fatalistic, nihilistic, cynical view of the world, but I think you could just be feeling like a social obligation to maybe talk about certain issues that people may tend to want to run away from. Because the King of Wands here, this is very active energy. You're someone who is very passionate about what you believe in as well. I also feel like this King of Wands could represent a masculine energy here that has, I don't know if this is someone who's been there with you through the downs, through the hard times here, or this is someone here who remembers making that for you. It could be a little bit of both here. It could be this King of Wands, this masculine, fiery, very leader, authoritative energy here. And this is also a little bit of your energy as well. You tend to, excuse me, like I said, you have no problems taking the bull by the horns. Temperance here, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. It's been a balancing act for you, alright, with trying to learn how to let go of control, let go of negative emotions. So you may not even feel emotionally attached to a situation from your past. It's just a memory. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily bring you joy, doesn't bring you happiness. It's just a memory here. And you're even trying to, you may be someone who's able to empathize greatly with other people, but when it comes to you, like, you can kind of like talk about your shit very plainly, almost as if you're like an observer, like you weren't the person living through it. But when you talk about, people who are really close to you and what they've done and what they've been through, like, it starts to really make you emotional, because you tend to distance your emotions from yourself. You tend to minimize your feelings, and then you over amplify, or you're not over amplify, but you're very sensitive. There's cracks in this wall. Yeah. You could be someone here who you have a really good mask. We all have our masks, but I think you've held a lot. You've held a lot in. You've held a lot down too as well. And this King of Wands here, this masculine energy is maybe like your divine masculine energy as well. Someone here who wants to protect and nurture that. The Death card, I love this. Transformation is happening within you. You're going through a major transformation here. This is someone who has, you're getting, yeah, because you just went through the 12, the Hanged Man, which is 12, and now you have Death. So you've surrendered, and now you are being reborn. You are at the transformation. This is Shiva. This is very, like, just transformative, healing, loving. How many other things do I have? Fiery, even. That's one of my candlelight. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck and the Five of Swords. So you're going to be approaching love differently. You're going to be looking at relationships and connections with people a lot differently here with the Five of Swords in reverse. This is like the energy of, if it's not bringing me peace or joy or excitement or happiness or any type of positive emotion that I want to be in alignment with, then it's not for me. And it doesn't matter if it's mom, dad, cousin, brother, sister, daddy. I already said dad, but grandpa, aunts, uncles, hell, pets, old teachers, anybody, whoever. And it's not in a hateful way. It's just in a, I accept and I acknowledge that maybe our paths are not to be anything more than just casuals. Hey, how are you doing? Did you da-da-da-da? Oh, da-da-da-da-da. You're no longer trying to look for you understand that a relationship is two ways, and if someone wants to create a bond, they have to put in the effort as well. So this 10 of Swords in reverse, where these people want to act like they're so betrayed, and they would have nothing more than to like see you upset somehow, or maybe see you because you are someone who's like, you handles adversity really well. When you struggle, it doesn't make people, you don't get the same empathy in return that you give. And that's really been bothering you your whole life. The Moon card just flipped out. I just hit on something here. With the Queen of Wands. Yeah. Here it is. Here it is. With the Moon card here, that's what's being illuminated here. You've been suppressed with this Moon and the Queen of Wands. This is a very fiery, magnetic, could be a Leo, Sag, Aries female energy. So this woman here could either be a mother or a grandmother or a feminine energy here that is being suppressed or is trying to suppress you or has tried to it could also be someone who wants to I'm seeing this in two ways here, because the shadow aspect is focus on what's being hidden in front of you, and also pay attention to those people hiding things from you. With the Six of Pentacles in reverse, there is an unequal exchange in energy between you and some other person here, and it's around this hidden, whatever it is that this person is trying to keep just one side showing. You only see one side of the Moon here with the Betrayal card and somebody here is, it's like they want to see you go through pain so they can learn how you heal so they can do the same thing. I don't get like a malicious, like I evil, like I hate you. It's more like I want to see you do it in real time, because you tend to perhaps maybe retreat with the Death card here. You go through a death, like you go through this process, I call it myself, where you kind of recluse and you're more in the hibernation stage. It's it's the I was telling my my therapist, I was like, I just feel like I'm in like this, I'm in the in-between phase, when you're trying to grow your hair out, and it's like, it's not really, you can't really braid it or nothing, but you got them little twists, right? And you don't really like them little twists. Nobody really like them little twists, but it's like you have to go through the little twisty stage, right? Like you have to go through it. You have to go through a little twisty, and getting your just in that little ass, and then you finally get them two braids from this side to connect. Boy, that was the happiest day of my life. You know what I mean? Like that was, but then to go from there into the, okay, well now I wanted to, you go from like just getting it connected, because that's still a little ugly phase, I call it. But when you can actually start to get, you know, you're in the in-between phase where you know it's coming, but it's like you still, like, you still got your scarf on your head. You know what I mean? Like, you still got your scarf on your head sometimes. Like, you know, it's life. Life is life, you know. You go through these cycles, and these are all cycles that don't just happen like at one, you know, one moment where it's like, oh, now I'm only in this energy, I'm only in that energy. Like, no, like, it cycles through here. Well, this Eight of Pentacles, yeah, you are doing the work. This is a very positive reading, by the way. Everything is pretty clear and straightforward, with everything being upright. It makes it a lot easier for me to read. But also, I just feel like the flow is really good as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video if this is resonating with you. I want to hear what you all think, your opinions. Let me know. Anyway, keep going. Keep going. Boom, there we go. Eight of Pentacles. Keep going. Because with the Eight of Pentacles, it's someone who's been banging out really good work. You know what I mean? And it's like you have the consistency. Like, you're coming into the consistency here where, I don't know, let's say maybe you actually have your uploading schedule together, and you know, you would feel like, oh, well, it should be easy to make 3 videos a day, every day, and just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, you know, you're in this process where you're transforming. You could be building a platform. You could be building a relationship. You could be building yourself. This is all personal, I believe. Everything starts from the soul, the self level within you, and then it radiates out. When you feel better about who you are as a person, when you feel less shame, less guilt, less fear. Spit on my car, my bad, y'all. You're gonna feel better in situations with other people. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, when I was really, you know, 350, I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to go out or be around people because I didn't want people to see me like that. So I would tell myself, oh, you know, you're just an introvert. You're just more introverted. You're not da-da-da-da-da. When it was really because, you know, you weren't happy with how you were looking. And then all of a sudden you start doing different things, eating better, taking, you know, medications. And you're like, oh, okay. And then it's like all of a sudden now you want to go outside again. Now you don't mind going out. You don't mind going to them. You know what I mean? It's like now you don't, you naturally, you've been working on yourself. You've been working on things. And that was just an example for you all to see, kind of like what I go through sometimes. But you've been working consistently, and naturally I feel like you are attracting more eyes on you. And you know, the more you work on yourself, the better you feel about yourself, the more you're going to want to be around people, and the more you are going to have people that want to be around you. Because no, newsflash, no one wants to be around. I get it, but you know, and that's why the King of Wands was here, to be like, listen, I got it, you going through some stuff. And you know, there's people who do want to be there for you, but we know, but we tell ourselves deep down that no one cares, no one wants to hear our complaints. And honestly, some of it is a little true. You gotta be honest. Like, who wants to sit around and listen to a sad sob story all day, every day? I mean, I try to make my readings as empowering, as meaningful as I can, because we got to take that narrative of, oh, this is so bad, this has happened to me, and be like, but did you die? But did you die though? You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to say that to myself. Like, I had to go to but did you fucking die though? You survived it. And not only did you survive it, you did well. Oh, well, you know, being around my family can be a little stressful. I'm not really sure if I accept, you know, myself, and I don't know if they accept me either, and da-da-da-da. I'm just going to see them, but did you die, though? Did you die, though? Don't be calling me. No. I'm not trying to be insensitive to people's pain, but just be like, you got to have that, like, that little toughness, and you be like, well, did you die, though, bitch? Was it the worst thing that happened? Oh, you broke up with your ex after 5 years of being together. Y'all thought y'all was going to be together forever, and he was the one, and he was cheating on you, and you came home, and you had to move and get all your stuff. But did you die, though? Some people, you got like this. You have an intoxicating personality to some people. You may not have known this. You may not have seen this. You may not have been aware of how addictive and scrumptious you were to some people here, or how some people see you as toxic. Some people may see you as this devil, as this person here who they've turned the narrative in their mind that you are hedonistic, like you escape. And maybe there was a point in your life when, yes, you did. There was an avoidance part in your life, perhaps. There may have been. I'm telling you, I want you to go find a tarot reader on this channel that did not struggle with some type of, the A word, some type of, it's the A word, some type of addiction or trauma. Basically, like, you go find someone highly spiritually ranked that has not been out here in these streets. You won't, because that's how we get to this point, is when you go through certain things in life, you're like, wow, who would have ever thought that I would have been a fucking meth head? Who would have ever thought that I'd be a fucking 2-time DUI alcoholic? You know? But you overcome that shit, and then you wouldn't use it to empower you, because can't nobody tell me about Eric. Can't nobody say shit to me that I don't know about myself. And you can't tell me nothing about me in my past that hurt my feelings, because I own everything I did. I own every fucking thing I've ever done, like a mantle. I wear it. And I'm not like saying it's a badge of honor, but it's like you can't weaponize the truth against me, because I see who I am. And the real me is someone been through a lot of shit, okay? And I ain't always handle it in the highest way. But hey, these spiritual gifts, they come at the price. These spiritual gifts, they come at the price, bitch, and how much you willing to pay for it. Because how much you pay for this? How much you pay for these? That's my favorite line. Because how much will you pay for this? How much are you going to pay to stay upset and angry over something that happened 50 years ago, 15 years ago, 22 years ago? How long are you going to pay the price of carrying pain from your childhood with people who have been dead for 10 plus years now? How long are you going to let the ghosts and memories of the things from the past keep you from getting to where you want to go? And this is not you. This is what you're saying to other people. This is what you say to yourself. Like, how long can, you can't do wrong by somebody and then tell them how mad to get. But you can't sit around and stew in your shit forever, because you're going to get a diaper rash. You're going to have to change that diaper. And you're doing the work. And you just don't want to be around people that want to sit and show you Pampers and complain about their Pampers stinking. That's what babies do. Babies can't change their diapers. They have to sit in their own, waste until an adult, preferably their parents, change their diaper. That's a very defenseless, helpless state. That's what God protects babies and fools. He protects everybody. But, he got to put a little extra cushion with them. They can't do that. Here we are, grown-ass people sitting in spiritual dirty diapers. Ooh. And I say we, because I'm included. How long are we going to sit in this spiritual dirty diaper? This dingy, dirty diaper? Ain't about time to change it. Well, I'm afraid if I change it, the new one's not going to be as good as the last. It's like, how good is this one? Well, I think I'm out. I can't afford. I can't afford to go to therapy. I can't afford to. I'm afraid to. If something's gonna get worse, if I address my lover or my parents or my this or my that, or whatever. But here's the thing, though. Spiritually, you have been crossed. And I keep seeing the devil and the judgment card in reverse. The bottom of this deck. These people, they know what they did to you. But this is the assignment that you came for. You knew you was going to have to play devil's advocate. You knew you was going to have to be half holy, half hood. You already knew that. Like, baby, he who he who holds the key to heaven has gone through the pits of hell. You know? Only in the depths of darkness and like in the madness do you find the keys to heaven. I swear to God, I don't know how. I used to say something. I used to say, it's something like that. I don't know where I got from or whatever, but I don't know. But it's so true. It's like you have to really go deep into like the pits of hell. You know, back in the biblical story, right, when Jesus was crucified, he descended, right, or ascended. No, he descended down, and he had to go free the people or whatever, right? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't remember everything as accurately as I should. But you know, signifying the dark night of the soul. This is that hell. Hell is up here, baby. I don't know about you. I don't know what you've been told. I don't know what you read. But hell is right in between this ear and this one. Because the thing that this thing said to me, used to say to me, used to tell me shit was crazy. And it's like that because it was filtering out the environment that it was in. It was surrounded by people who thought less of themselves. It was surrounded by people who had low expectations, people who had low self-importance, low self-worth, low no self-love. Didn't know how to speak up for themselves. Didn't know how to stand up in their truths. Didn't have, and in my opinion, you know, justice in the judgment card here is only in the reverse because at one point in time, it may have been as if you were lacking some type of strength to reverse this. You know, you were you were put down. People may have seen you as weak. They wanted to make you weaker because they was afraid of this nigga. They was afraid of this beast right here. They was afraid of this. This is powerful, baby. Do you know this? That the high priestess and the devil. This is powerful. This is magical. The high priestess is the spiritual realm, right? She represents the hidden knowledge, the information that is kind of not so, the gatekeeper to the spiritual world. This is the gatekeeper of the material world. This is the one that has trapped in this material flesh and bone, that mindset, that ego. Higher mind, lower mind. See how the inverted pentagram, it points downwards as a reference towards the lower carnal sensations of a, not bad, okay? There's nothing wrong with the lower carnal sensations or the lower chakras, the look, ain't nothing wrong with a little fun, you know, casual. If you want to have a little sippy sip from time to time, if you want to throw it back, if you want to go make it clap, if you want to do what you got to do, ain't nothing wrong with that. If you want to, you know, or from time to time, everything in like my friend told me last night when we came over here and was talking, everything in moderation, including moderation. So that means you can let loose, cut loose, motherfucker, cut loose. Eat that extra piece of cake some days. It's gonna be okay. Like, okay, my friend is on the way. We're gonna be making Christmas presents for people. Oh yeah, happy holidays to everyone out there. I haven't acknowledged the holidays because I don't know everybody's location or background, but happy holidays to I know there's lots of other religions having holidays at this time as well, so happy holidays. You know, you are a spiritual baddie, but also you are an alchemist of the material world. You know, and here's the thing. the devil isn't bad. Like, he's not bad. He's actually a tool for us to learn differentiation from what we desire and from what we don't desire. He is the other coin of unconditional love, because unconditional love means unconditional. Yes, there are, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to like the other stuff that I was talking about. Yes, those things are not considered to be good for our bodies. They're not supposed to be good for us. They're supposed to be bad for us. But unconditional love means I love you in your highest and in your lowest form. That's what the universe, in my opinion, in my belief system, its true mission is. And it's going to reflect to us whatever we deem ourselves to be worthy of. So if you want to be a crackhead and you want to just, the universe is going to say, hey, I got something over here for you for that. If you want to be in Sedona, Arizona, doing spiritual retreats and drinking crap tea that makes you whatever on the insides and all that, they got you here. If you want to alternate between the two, maybe you are a spiritual baddie, but you like to, and then you like to go to the boat. Shit, something simple like that. It ain't even gotta be that bad. People see the devil, they think, oh my Lord, Satan, satanic ritual. This is a representation of how you perceive your lower self. So if you think you're this ugly creature, monster thingy, then that's what the universe is going to reflect to you. If you want to be this cute, demure, psychic baddie, that's what the universe is going to reflect to you. The universe is waiting for you to guide what it wants to create for you. It's like, are you going to be a follower or are you going to be a leader in life? Are you following the destiny? And I don't like that term. Or are you creating your own guide? Are you creating your own path here? Now, I do think there's certain missions that we are here for, and I think the universe is kindly nudging us towards what we agreed to do. The justice and the judgment here in reverse. You gotta honor your promises. The ones that you keep to yourself, the ones that you make to yourself as well. You gotta live in your truth. For some of y'all, that's what I'm hearing for myself. The Emperor in reverse and the Two of Swords here. People not wanting to. You could be someone here who is what's the word I'm looking for? You've been bossed up. You've bossed up. I know I just went on a long rant. But you know what? It's been a couple of days since y'all seen me. Okay? And I know y'all missed me. Because I missed y'all. Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. You know what? I think you could feel it too. This intuitive, this sensation of a big windfall coming towards you and needing to be defensive. And this windfall doesn't necessarily have to be, winning the lottery or necessarily money. And I'm someone here who tends to be more literal at times, where I should be more figurative when dealing with spiritual stuff, because spirit doesn't always speak in a literal term. It speaks more metaphorically. It speaks more abstractly. It has a looser definition. It doesn't hold so tightly to definitions and things like we do. Where we have a word for cerulean, sky blue, light blue, aqua, azul, lapis. Spirit's like blue, or blue, light blue. You know what I mean? It doesn't take the material value of the names and objects of things as seriously as we do. So when I hear certain names, I have to remember that it doesn't necessarily mean that name. Like if I hear mother Doesn't necessarily mean like your biological mother. This could be a motherly figure. You know, spirit is very, intuition is very lucid, is what I should say. Kind of like your dreams. I have dreams here, and you would, you know, it's not like, oh, I had a dream where I got kicked in the head by a horse. Oh, okay, well, that means that you're going to get kicked in the head by the horse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, it means stop being so thick-headed or, you know, stubborn or something. You know what I mean? Or last night, I had a dream. You know what's crazy? I didn't sleep very well last night, but I remember my dreams. And when I sleep really well, I don't remember my dreams. That's probably not a coincidence at all. But anyway, I had a dream where I was at like this refractory cafeteria type setting, and very high school, but like adult, like a work cafeteria type thing, right? And I'm with my partner, and we're trying to find a table to sit at, and I see in my dream a person who I was very close with but no longer talk to very abruptly ended our friendship over something very minuscule, but I call myself standing on business, you know, like, you gonna respect me, you gonna apologize for what you said, and da-da-da-da-da, and if you're not gonna apologize, then you can get the F up out of my life, standing 10 toes down. You know, she was sitting there, and it's kind of difficult to describe because there they were sitting there kind of like this looking up at me, and I'm in my dream trying to not pay them attention, trying to just like, and then my partner's like, you want to sit there? I'm like, let's go over here, like basically motioning to like sit at the table in front of them where I would be directly in front of that person. And I was like, I don't want to sit here. And I was like, let's go over here. And I'm not trying to engage. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just like, I just don't want to engage. I don't want to have a conversation. And to me, I took that. I woke up this morning and was like, okay, you know, I've been going deeply into like, okay, avoidance versus self-preservation and protection here. Like, where is the line? Because was there a better way I could have handled the dissolving friendship there? Because it seemed as if it was very standoffish on my part, but in reality, that's really what I was experiencing, was someone who would walk up towards me, see me, and then act like I wasn't there. But they didn't want to have a conversation. And I was just kind of like, okay. And maybe they perceive the same thing. But here's the step with me, though. See, because I don't just ignore your ass. When I'm done, I'm done. So I'm talking, we blocked phone numbers. We went through social media and unfollowed, blocked on every fucking platform. I go deep because I don't want you to have access to me. Because first of all, I'm not the kind of person that would sit up and creep and like lurk on other people's pages, because that's weird to me. I'm living my life. I hope you're living the best life you possibly can, right? Saying all that to say this, you know, we have subjective dreams here where there are situations that aren't exactly what's happening, but they reflect to us certain situations in our lives that we need to address. And they use symbolic language here. So I'm saying all of that to wrap this up with this message of, if you are someone who is a very literal kind of person, it may be more beneficial to start to try to develop a more abstract way of looking at things, which won't be hard for you, Gemini. You're a very malleable, mutable sign, so you should be able to adapt to this process of like, and I do this too, I'm like, but don't overdo it, because I overdo it sometimes. But I was like, wow, that bird just flew across my window. Is that my grandma? And you sit there and it's like, maybe. Just maybe, and keep it moving. If it was, you get another sign to make it clarify. They're gonna always This YouTuber was saying this too. Ooh. Now here's the game changer right here. What's the sun? The sun in reverse. Feeling drained. It's like you're afraid of letting yourself be really happy because that would make you vulnerable. Your inner child here is your last, like, boss battle. The sun in reverse. This is your inner child here. Facing that inner child, that little girl, that little boy, that little person who was so fragile, so... I keep saying this phrase, but it speaks a lot to, I think, that the people in this community was like, were you fortified in love from the people who were responsible with your upbringing? Did they pour into you? Did you feel protected? Did you feel like you could go to your parents or caregivers and tell them how you felt? Tell them what you were experiencing at school. Tell them how, you felt about your living situations or this or that or whatever dynamics that you had concerns with. Because going back to the baby, in a sense, a lot of us may have been babies that were sitting in, shitty diapers for far too long. Maybe they didn't recognize it. Maybe they were too busy doing other things. Maybe they simply didn't care. But metaphorically, sometimes and I'm going to tell you this too before I get back to this. The sun in reverse is still the sun. So it's not that you're not happy. It's not that abundance and it's not that vitality is not here. It's just the outlook on it. With this card, it's about perspectives here. And you're letting this inner child wound, core wound here. It needs to be addressed because it's draining you and it's blocking full optimal happiness. That's why you gotta remember, not every card in reverse means bad or means worse. It just means change your perspective. Shadow. It's still, the energy is still there. A penny is a penny, whether it's head or tails. The tails doesn't make it less worth 1 penny. Maybe a quarter might be a bad example. A quarter is 25 cents, whether it lands on heads or tails, right? Your perception, you're not allowing yourself to be happy. Well, you weren't. I can't say that. You're afraid to, out of fear of judgment, fear of abandonment, fear of, I don't want to outshine people. Bitch, you can't outshine someone who won't turn their light on. How you gonna outshine somebody who is choosing to stay in the dark? If that hoe wanted to they want to, and they at the point around where they don't even want to outshine you. They just want to turn the motherfucking light off. They just want to turn the light off. No, I don't want to flex. I don't want to brag. I don't want everyone to see all the wealth and all the you don't want them to see the fruits of your labor. Remember when I told you was out here, the little red hen? I don't know if y'all heard this story. I'm gonna tell the story I love this. This is one of my favorite childhood fables. The little red hen, right? She wanted to make some bread. She went around and asked her friends, hey, Chuck E. Cheese, Clucky Ducky, everybody, y'all want to help me make the bread? No, I can't do something. I'm busy. Oh, I'm busy. I can't help. I'm busy. Didn't get an attitude. Didn't cuss nobody out. Didn't get loud. Cool. Okay. Never mind. Fine. All right. Awesome. So, got you. Have fun. Little red hen, go to the store, buy everything, get home, cook it, make it. Now she called her friends over. Hey, you want to come help me make it? Oh, no, I'm busy. And cool. Awesome. Whatever. You got shit to do going on. Perfect. So all of a sudden, little red hen is making her food. She's making the bread. The bread smells real good. And everybody's like, ooh, what you got over there? Oh, no. Little red hen. Oh, no. I asked you if you wanted to help me go get the ingredients. You didn't want to do that. I asked you if you wanted to help me make it. You didn't want to do that, but now you want to come over here and help me eat it. No, you cool. No, it's okay. I'm cool. I got this. I'm going to get it with the people who did choose to help me. Because, you know, the people want to come around and eat the fruits of your labor, but want you to be mad about having them. How that work? How you intuitively know what I'm going to have, want it from me, and be upset about not wanting to have me have my own shit, while secretly wanting what is coming from me. Because you knew you didn't do anything to help. Because when these people had an opportunity here, they didn't seize it. They ran away from it here. This is someone who thought they knew better than you. This is your upbringing coming out. This is family, toxic lovers, toxic co-workers, bosses, whatever. They knew every damn thing. Since you know every fucking thing. So you got your little degree. You know everything. That's how they talk about you now. They thought they was hot stuff. Manager. You see that? I had a manager. She used to put her little pin in the face to try to flex on us. Like, I am the manager. I'm the manager. Burger King girl, calm down. Chill out. It's okay. Be proud. And be proud to be the... And you better be proud. But don't think you're better than. Just talk to me nicely, because I don't want to have to hurt your feelings. That's all I'm saying. That's the sun in reverse. Speak nicely, because I don't want to have to go there. Because the sun in reverse, this inner child here, you still carrying on something here. You're going to work through it, though, eventually. Don't worry about it. This shit happens in waves. You know, this ain't like you know, like you just transform into like a Pokemon where you just become like a Charizard and you just only a Charizard. So all of a sudden, in every scenario, you have to come in as a Charizard, this big dragon, fiery breathing monster. It's like, no, sometimes you need to go back to Charmander. You need to go back to the little Charmander. But they need to know, oh, you got that Charizard in him. You better leave. That's not the one. That's not the one. Wrong road. Wrong road. Don't do that. They thought they could come to Little Red Hen and be like, let me get... And she slapped that piece of bread out of his hand and said, who the... Do you think you are reaching for my head? First of all, you should be happy you get to smell it. I asked y'all if y'all wanted to come help me. Y'all didn't want to. So now why you think you about to eat it with me? Well, remember that one time 15 years ago when I let you oh, okay, we want to talk about something from 15 years ago. What about something from 15 minutes ago when I asked you to come to the store with me? Don't let your happiness be tainted by the expectations and all honesty, you was gonna give him a piece of bread anyway. You was just gonna wait. Make sure you got your loaf first. Like, damn, could I get my piece first? I was gonna give y'all niggas some anyway. But see, you wanted to get there right when it came out the oven. You don't get the first out the oven. You don't get the first out the oven. You wasn't there to help me make it. You don't get first out the oven bread. You gonna get that day old shit. After I didn't. I'm gonna cut you a piece off. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna just give you scraps. We're not like that. But it's like you being greedy. You asking for something that you're not supposed to get right now. Not you. I'm talking. This is you talking to. This is how you should talk to them. Like you overreached. And the judgment card is they gotta eat that. They're gonna have to come correct. They're gonna have to come with some garlic aioli. You need to come with some butter. You need to come with some plates, some wine, some cheese, some crackers. Like, don't come over here looking for this bread, bitch, and you ain't bring no crackers, no cheese with you. You ain't bring no olive oil with you. You just gonna eat this bread. Like, you ain't gonna bring no cheese. Like, no, don't come over here. Just wasn't the bread. And you over there, you got a whole plate of cheese at your house. Ain't even walked right past that refrigerator. Didn't even think to bring me a piece. But you had your hand out for my fucking bread. But you over here, don't look at my cheese. Don't look at her. You don't see this. But they all like this. But what they shit, I want to come to your house. Out of here. I fuck out of here. I fuck out of here. Bring some cheese with you or some wine. Don't just come over here looking for my bread. Bring some shit. Bring the plates. Something. I got my own plates. And think you don't even. You got cheese at your own house. It's just the fact that you will come empty-handed, hiding your shit, looking for my cheese or my bread. That's the world, though. That's the world we live in. That's the world they live in. Play or get played. And you don't have time for that energy. You're moving away from that. You want reciprocity. You want people here who don't dilly-daddle and high tactic manipulative thinking, where you you call Gemini over and I'm gonna get the conversation started about the money, but I want you to chime in and see people who do shit like that. I just don't have time for that, and that's what's gonna be revealed. The Moon and the King of Swords here. These people out here plotting, planning, making up schemes, and it was a scheme that Todd set up so he could come to you with the bullshit. That's what it was. You know, and you're too authentic. You're too authentic to even continue, and that's why you don't really listen. For the people who are to go and be around people they don't like for the holidays, or have to put up with family members who you know are secretly bigots and intolerant. You know, I always say this. The best way to get someone to see your point of view is not to preach to them, is to live your best life and express yourself in authenticity, and never let a naysayer keep you from living your life. You be who you are, and you know that you ain't hurt nobody. You ain't out here trying to, pew pew or take from people. You want reciprocity. And that's such a foreign concept to users or takers. You know, that's that dualistic unity mindset. Unity mindset is reciprocity. We give and we take. We exchange. And in this fragmented duality, us versus them, is give versus take. I'm going to take as much as I can and give as little as I can back. I'm going to take as much as I can. I want to make I'm going to sell it at the highest price with the lowest cost, with the lowest quality bullshit in it. And that's like, people don't like being treated like that. Genuine people don't like being treated like that. People don't want to be bamboozled. We want reciprocity. If I'm paying money, I want to receive quality, reciprocity. Reciprocity is key, but it involves people maturing, being able to hold that. And when you come from a state of lack, you're basically like this cup with a hole in the bottom, and you can't give anything because you're always drained, and that's your biggest fear. That Sun in reverse is being one of those, both those really, the filler and the taker. Reciprocity is the key. Anyway, I think this has been a pretty good message here. Let me know what you all think again. And as always, I love you guys. Until next time, drink water, be safe, and peace.